Let's look at trig identity. So we've been given this one here. And the whole goal in a trig identity is to prove that one side of an equation is equal to the other, right? A lot of times your teacher, and I think your teacher wants this, they only want you to work on one side.
No, she said you can work on both.
You can work on both. Great.
I asked her on the quiz today, and she said, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so we got our left side, and we have our right side. What we'll do is we'll work on one, and we'll try to make it all the way to the end. If we can't, we can sometimes work on the other, and eventually they both equal each other. Because really working on both sides, it doesn't technically matter. Once you get the information with one, you can just kind of move it over to the other one. So we'll focus on the left side to start. A couple of the identities you guys had to know, I'm going to ask you to see if you remember them. Do you remember what what is sine theta also equal to?
1 over cosine.
What? 1 over cosecant, right?
Yes. Oh, I keep writing that backwards.
Cosecant?
Yeah, cosecant. Very good. So 1 over cosecant theta is also equal to sine theta. Okay. What about cos theta? What is that equal to?
1 over secant.
Yeah, good. 1 over secant. And then finally, tan theta, what is that equal to?
1 over tangent. Or cotangent.
Cotangent. There you go. That's fine. Okay, good. So we got a bunch of reciprocal ones, and I think that's really all we're going to need. I really actually think we're probably only going to need this one because we don't have anything else there. There is a quotient one where we can set for tan, but let's just focus on the left side of this. So I'm going to write it in green over here, okay? So I'm going to go down. These are our rules above. So cotangent theta, 1 minus tan theta, is equal to. So we got to make sure it's equal to the right side, and we'll write that in black. So we'll just color the one side we're going to work with here. So it can be tough to figure out where to go. What they've done is they've done what's common factoring. So they've pulled cotangent theta out of the bracket. Okay, we're going to do the reverse of that. We're going to actually try distributing it to see what we might get from there. Okay, do you guys remember distributive property? Whatever's on the outside, you have to make sure you multiply to every value within inside. Okay, so cotangent theta times 1 is pretty straightforward. It's just still cotangent theta. And then cotangent theta times tan theta, and not just any of it, it's actually negative. So think of it like a positive times a negative, so we're still going to get a negative value. And we can't really combine the two of them. We don't know what either of them is equal to, so we're just going to write them beside each other. Anytime you write two terms beside each other, it's assumed that multiplication is between the two of them. Okay? So with that being said, and maybe we can already start to draw a reference to the right side. I have cotangent theta to start. Okay? I just have to somehow prove that this idea is equal to 1. What is tan theta also equal to?
Sine over cos.
Yeah, it is equal to sine over cos. Let's try to write it all in one type of function. So what other function is in this equation right now? We have tangent, and we have, what's the other one?
Cotangent.
Cotangent. Can I write tangent in a way of cotangent at all?
Oh, yeah. 1 over tangent.
Yeah, perfect. So let's replace this with our 1 over cotangent. Okay, so we have cotangent theta minus cotangent theta times, I'll write this, I guess in red, 1 over cotangent theta. So think of this like you're multiplying fractions, okay? I can turn cotangent theta into a fraction by just putting it over 1. It doesn't change anything. And when we multiply fractions, we multiply the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom, okay? So we're going to end up at cotangent theta. And what's cotangent theta times 1?
Cotangent theta.
Cotangent theta. And what's 1 times cotangent theta?
Cotangent theta.
Yeah, exact same question, right? And what is cotangent theta divided by cotangent theta?
1.
1. So we get negative 1. And we get cotangent theta minus 1, which is exactly what our right side was, cotangent theta minus 1. Okay, so we distributed, and then we really only used one reciprocal rule. So this one was a little more straightforward.